Welcome tonight to our Ayurveda talk. And we are actually going to do a talk talking about Vata relating to a windy day. So I'm going to give you some general guidelines for Vata, which we talk about Vata a lot, but we have had really bad wind. In fact, my neighbor across the street, they have a corner lot, their fence blew over. So the wind that we get here in Reno, Nevada is pretty intense because we are in a high desert area. We're right at the mountains. And so the wind comes off those mountains and it is crazy. And when it's windy, we want to adjust our practice. We want to adjust what we're doing. But in general, if you tend to get pushed out of balance with Vata, so you get feeling like you're kind of chaotic, you get feeling like you're having more anxiety, uneasiness, you're not sleeping at night as well, you're just feeling a lot of hectic, like panicking, that kind of stuff is happening for you, then that's an indication that you've got some Vata that's stirred. And I like to talk about it a lot of times as your internal winds. When you are feeling like you have a windstorm going on inside of you, your mind is moving too fast, you just can't get your body to calm down. A lot of these Vata individuals, they can't stop moving. They constantly move. They can't sit still. I'm guilty of that. My kids are constantly saying, "Mom, sit down." They make fun of me because I like to vacuum. But I like having my floors clean. So, but they're like, "Can't you just sit still?" And that's kind of my Vata showing up. But when there's wind, it's really going to push. It's an external factor. It's really going to push on our internal winds. So if you're already feeling kind of uneasy and chaotic inside, and then we're dealing with this really crazy wind, that's going to make you feel worse. One of the things that I do when it's really windy, because I have so much Vata, is I will try not to be out in it and I really do not go out in it as much as possible. Because when you go out in the wind, it's going to make it more heightened, all of that anxiety, all of that uneasiness. Now, there are people in Ayurveda, I will tell you, that are recommended to go out into a windstorm. So if you're a kapha and you are dealing with stagnation and you're sedentary and you need stimulation, going out and taking a walk in the wind would actually be really beneficial. But we are in Vata season. We're dealing with a lot of Vata in the environment right now from our season. And then also because we have a storm coming in and we've had like multiple storms hitting us. So remember the attributes of Vata are dryness, lightness. It's very subtle, cold, rough, and it's mobile movement. It's all about movement. And it's clear and it's astringent. And I want to just clarify the astringent. What that means is Vata will have a tendency towards dryness, dry choking, sensation in the throat. They're more likely to get hiccups. They're more likely to just have dryness happening. So I actually had that happen today. My remedy is I get myself on that individual inhale steamer. If you guys have not gotten one, I highly recommend it. As soon as you feel dryness happening in your face, congestion, dryness, you get one of those going and it really will help you. The other thing that you can do is you can help these types of attributes by working with your diet. So moving to that Vata diet, having more soups, having warm, spicier foods. So in general, your general guidelines for balancing Vata are to keep warm. Vata needs to stay warm. Vata also needs to be calm. They need more stillness. They need more rest. They need to have quiet time. They need it. So they need to not stimulate themselves with devices and TVs and things like that. You don't want to get into a habit of being on your phone and scrolling through whatever. Okay, avoid raw foods, avoid cold foods, avoid extreme cold temperatures, avoid wind, eat warm foods with spices, and then you want to have routine, routine, routine. That helps Vata because it's grounding to have a routine. You know what to expect. What is wind doing? It's causing all this movement. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. It's all these different contributors, right? That's like life. When you have a lot going on in your life, your job changed, then you had another thing happen, then you had another thing happen. That's just causing all this movement. And then that stirs up Vata in all of us. So you calm down your Vata. We're doing a Vata reducing practice today just to deal with wind, our windy day. Okay, so that's our talk for tonight. General guidelines for dealing with Vata, especially on a windy day. Stay out of the wind when you have Vata going on. Stay out of the wind. It will make it worse. Okay, so let's go on into our practice.